Oh, welcome back everyone to another Kerbal Space Program video. Today, we'll finally land on the moon, hopefully. Well, I say hopefully, well, we are, because, this is of course pre-recorded and then I'm doing a voiceover over it. So yeah, um, we are getting on the moon finally. So yeah, that's fun. Thank you also for all the views and such. I'm surprised how well all the videos are going, and thank you everyone to watching. So I hope you find them fun to watch. So yeah, here is me accepting contracts, modifying the spaceship a bit, so I cut down on weight and cut down on cost, adding more boosters, just to help with that exiting the atmosphere, making sure to reorder everything and such. I definitely should add. Hmm. Yeah, I definitely should. There's a problem with that because I either have. Ooh, okay, wait. I no, I could do that. Yeah, I could cut my recordings from the bot, so I could do that. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, but I should start doing that due to the fact that you know, there's it's nice to have music and hear all the sounds instead of just my voice and whatever's running by my house. So yeah, and here's the launch. Making sure we get a good alignment with the moon and then lift off. Yeah, this rocket design isn't the best. It's following last episode's rocket design, but with extra boosters. Uh, that I thought it would help the problem, but it really didn't too much because uh, I just kept not reaching the target. But I think I do actually reach like the Mun's orbit. I'm pretty sure, or like barely. Yeah, I do, but like I'm not aligned with the moon, so I had to go back. I I added bigger tanks because the burn time is longer, so that should help with getting farther and stuff like that. So then, yeah, I get out, tracking station, align with the moon so I can actually get an intersection with it. I don't have to go far because I just have to get into flyby over the moon. So it's just like you can even do like 3 meters. You can get like 3 meters or like 30 seconds of moon atmosphere, like a gravity well, and then you'll be fine. Oh, yeah, and then another rookie mistake of forgetting all the passengers, which surprisingly add a lot of weight, so I couldn't make it this time. So yeah, there it's gonna be another flight. Yeah, so I see a lot of rocket designs go with like liquid fuel. So after like I think the kickback rocket, yeah, here's the flip, so that kind of ruined it. After the flip back thing, or is that, yeah, that double or that long booster that I usually use, I find most people don't use it often after that. They stick to like liquid fuel rockets, which I would understand why, but maybe not so much because I guess, yeah, it would be much easier for re-entry and such because you can shut it off the engines whenever. But for most of my main stages, I just use solid because A, they're cheaper. B, I usually don't recover stages, and C, um, it gives me usually sometimes, not all the time, usually gives me a same thrust to weight, gives me more thrust or an equal amount of thrust for basically like a lower cost, and burns may sometimes burn longer, may sometimes not, depending on the engine, of course, and stuff. Yeah, so here's me getting into orbit and then realizing, oh, I messed up because I burned, but I burned the wrong way. So then I was actually falling before, reaching that orbit. So yeah, that kind of sucked. So another launch. There's many attempts in this recording. So yeah, that's and many fails as well. So actually, I might make a shorts with all the fails after this one. We'll see, we'll see. Ba 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 da da. Yeah, I definitely should add some like background music, or definitely should have the audio or like the game music with it. But that's of course next time. And that's gonna be, I think, quite a few episodes after this because I do still have quite a bit of recordings to go through. Here's me trying to get a decent orbit with the Mun, like using the Mun as a flyby, because I also have the orbit Kerbin, so this was really convenient for me. Realized I messed up, and then yeah, I'm just manually pushing myself towards the moon without SAS really, just to make sure I don't burn up in the atmosphere. Just me warping out. Then I basically warp, do a slow down burn to get a better atmospheric break, and then finally slow down for the last time. I'm not sure. I From what it looks like, I think yeah, I end up doing some oopsies, so that's not fun. But yeah, this is enough to slow me down to get me in just into the atmosphere without doing another lap around. Yeah, shouldn't have time warp there because it's gonna cause me problems a little later, or in a few minutes, a minute or a few seconds here. As in, yeah, it's gonna cost me a few passengers. Or not. Oh, that might have been another mission. Yeah, it might have been another mission. Yeah, there's a mission where I end up blowing up in the atmosphere a bit. So yeah, that wasn't fun, but it's another. It's gonna be hopefully a successful landing. You never know with water landings, especially on Kerbin. Sometimes you end up with a success, sometimes you end up with a total failure. But it was a success and no blowing up, which was great. I was checking there for to make sure I actually had Kerbins and the tourist on, or else that would have been completely useless. So yeah, here's me accepting more missions just to earn that cash. It's much easier, I say, to earn cash earlier on because like just doing these tourist contracts, it's really easy and quick and really cheap to fly all these tourists out. So yeah, nice and good. Yeah, here's me adding more spots because I couldn't accommodate everyone and I wanted to. So I think this rocket here ends up blowing on reentry. Yep. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. I accidentally, from what it looks like, forgot to mute that part. But hey, look, you got a bit of liftoff action. Whoa, okay, there is quite a bit of lag here, but that subsided, so that's good. And then just speeding up. Yeah, so with me going through all the curbins again, curb curveballs, curbins, whatever you want to call them, again, is because for some reason the game has a nice, really lovely feature, where if you go into, say, the what is it? If you go onto the map, sometimes, uh, for some weird memory leak problem, you will all your game will substantially slow down. I don't know why, but it's mostly when you're in the atmosphere. You have to go through all the Kerbins or all your tourists because of that weird static thing. Yeah, here's where I start blowing up a bit of a fireworks show. I thought I was honestly gonna just absolutely be gone. But I pull through. Yeah, so there's two ways to avoid this. A, actually design your rockets properly, or B, spin fast enough to where the thermals don't actually heat up. So if yeah, if there, yeah, see, there's me going through it all again due to lag. Yeah, it's a weird memory leak. I don't know why it happens or why it's caused, but it happens. But hey, another successful ending. Sweet cash money. There's me looking through what I want to upgrade, getting um yeah, looking at the different licenses. Some of them are absolute scams, some of them are really good. And then I think here is the construction of the Moon Lander, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, from what? Yep, this definitely looks like the design I was going for. Here's me, I'm just currently looking through the rocket's ISP for what's efficient and what really what would best kind of work with a rocket, because you don't want I I kind of like don't want big rockets with like unproportional things. So say I have like that small top there, and then immediately it goes to like a big flat thing with a really small engine. That kind of looks weird. So I kind of like avoiding that. So I decided to go with that small engine because it did give enough thrust to get me landed and lift off, which is perfect. Although the problem with tall, skinny rockets like this is they really like to tip over a lot, so that's why I added a lot of landing legs. Another interesting thing is it's much harder to land on the moon than on Minmus, and I kind of understand why, but I kind of find that annoying, as so to speak, because you usually go to the moon first and then Minmus. But I know plenty of people that do Minmus and then the moon because Minmus is just much easier to land on. Yeah, I was just thinking about ca re what is it? Re uh what is it? I forget what it's called. Reusing or like recapturing the bottom stage with that probe. I was like, nah, never mind. Making sure I'm aligned with the moon again so I can get a good encounter. And then making sure I have the correct crew. And there is liftoff. Actually, I wonder. I think I do have. Let's see. If we add Moose audio to this one, I think I could do, yeah, landings or liftoffs with volume. I might overlap to my own voice with my voice, but oh well. Just zipping through the atmosphere. I really don't like when the rockets turn red, but it's but I usually find it as a good sign because I have a lot of energy, which is good. Yeah, I was kind of concerned that the Poodle engine wouldn't get us there, but it definitely got us there. Yep, and then perfectly intersect. Here's me doing all the research things before warping, spinning. Uh, so you can actually do the EVA experiments much faster. Yeah, here's me making sure the it's easier for me to do EVA experiments. It's it's very so one thing you can do EVA experiments much quicker if you do the experiments, run into the ship. It automatically does the report, and you don't have to spend the time spinning there and waiting for the report to show up. So yeah, a small useful tip. Here's me coming in, making sure I do all my research. Like I'm warping, unwarping, just to get that in space research. Another note another note here is that probably should have slowed down before doing these experiments, because I get back in, it's like, oh, 10,000. It's like 8. Oh, I have some time, right? And then this is sea level, and it's not sea level. So yeah, I switched to the ground level, and it's like 2,000 meters before sea level. So it's, well, yep. So that's why you always make sure, especially landing on different planets, that you have set to sea level. No, not sea level, ground level instead of sea level. What am I saying? There's the next lift off. Pretty standard for me. I don't do really orbits around Kerbin, especially for these short missions. Like, if I need to do interplanetary, that's when I do it. But say like to Moon and Miss, you can probably just shoot straight up. Then it also depends on how much cargo you're lifting into space, or if you're like boosting a space station and such, then definitely do orbits. Yep, just again doing all the science, warping there, making sure I'm getting a good landing spot, warping to, warping closer, making sure I slow down before I do all the science so I have more time. And doing all this. Definitely should have slowed down at 20, like 15 or 20,000 and not 10,000. Yeah, here's the big boom. Yeah, yeah, so there's my disappointed voice. I have to really speak louder because I could barely understand myself. So yeah, um, definitely have to work on my speak, like projecting my voice more. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely gonna help. Yep, again, redoing all the whole mission for like sixth time at this point. But it gets much worse after this. Like, this isn't, I haven't even landed here. I think I landed like 27 minutes into the recording. So, yeah, it's quite a bit away to go. Bop, ba, da, bop. Slowing down. This was a good approach. Um, like, this was nice. It was slow. I was doing everything well. Camera a little bit weird. And then, um, yeah, it didn't land. I should have definitely boosted more up and then just smack and there goes another rocket. Also another thing to note, make sure you quick save a lot because it definitely comes in handy. Doing the mission for like the 80th time, it's just like me speeding through everything. It's like missions. Oh, they got that in break. My phone fell off the table. Whoopsie. Yeah, spinning all this junk. Slowing down, making sure I'm at a reasonable speed for doing my experiments, then doing the experiments. Slowing down, you know, make sure I don't crash. And then, and close collision, but yeah, here's me realizing, oh. And then this happens. Yep, the spin. I was hoping that it would hit the rocket side of it to have some recovery, but nope, head on with the cabin. And bonk. That's kind of disappointing. Then, thankfully, I quick saved just out of the atmosphere after I did it, because I was tired of redoing the whole mission. But my quick saving kind of doomed me here, I think. Yeah, I think here it doomed me, because I'm trying to slow down. It's definitely not enough speed. And then I quick save. I quick saved at the worst possible moment because I'm not able to slow down no matter what I do. So here, I'm just struggling at this point. I'm just struggling. I'm trying not to, this is like this is like 30 minutes of me doing it. Like this is all just sped up because I was trying everything. I was trying to like maybe do different angles and stuff like that. I was trying to like glitch the rocket because sometimes if you glitch like if you sometimes the physics doesn't work and you hit it and then you can survive at such speeds and stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of me trying different ways to see if I can glitch out the rocket, but it eventually doesn't work, so oh well. Yeah, so enjoy the explosions and stuff that you can't hear. I really need audio for this. I might even just record the sounds and put them in. That would Okay, no, that's absolutely not the way to do it. But yeah, maybe add some like background music and stuff so you don't always hear my voice. So, yeah. That that will be good for sure. Yeah, spinning it out and then I decide, you know what, whatever. From what it looked like, I thought this save was after the was before the rocket failure, but it was actually after because I don't have the things. I don't have my people, but thankfully I was in normal, so they do respawn after some time. I think 3 hours in game or 3 in-game days, I can't remember, or 3 in-game weeks. No idea, but they do eventually return, so I had to work with a skeleton crew basically for the rest of this mission. But, there's no problem with always hiring more Kerbals, especially scientists, because when you're building space stations, you're gonna be filling with a lot of labs, so you definitely want a lot of scientists. But they really get expensive real quickly, so be careful how much you spend on them. But yeah, more messing around. This time, from here on out, it's more successful missions, but it's more or less successful in all of the procedures, but the landing just kind of doesn't work for me. Here's me bouncing around, just landing on the sides the worst, and getting big transport trucks also is the worst. Yeah, so I don't like, especially it's like I don't, I like to not have to send a rescue mission because then things become a little more complicated. And on top of that, especially standing something this long is definitely going to be hard. Yeah, I was just trying not to tip this, but whap whap. Thankfully, I have, uh, you know, quick save to a better time where, definitely much more reasonable and, not gonna blow up on every attempt. Another, yeah, here's me trying to fail around with it, end up not working. Decide this one to do a little bit, a little bit more dangerously, and that didn't pay off. I time warped a little too much. So this one, I think this one may be the successful one, may not. No, this one again, big bong boom, crash. Now this one here, this rocket, finally is the one I land after I think 11 attempts, like more than half of them on just the 5 minutes of attempts from that failed rocket. So this one I finally am able to. It's the thing about Minmus with its landing different from the Muns is that um, you definitely have to be more careful about your strength and your dampening because on especially on the Mun, if you like stop boosting for a little bit, you'll gain enough speed to basically destroy your engine. So yeah, here's me finally being able to stick the landing. It's like making sure it's stable, quick saving, and then there's a time warp of me doing all the land, all the missions, putting down the flag, the first flag, and heading back in, making sure everything is stored, and then lifting back off. And with the location I picked, I was actually closer to Kerbin, and then that was good. Thankfully, I didn't. I had just enough to make sure I got our circularize making. Bleh. I just had enough to make sure I basically would could to a point atmospherically burn. Then yeah, failed on re-entry, so that kind of sucked. But thankfully, I did have a time warp where I was basically there. Uh, Failed again, but I was much closer that time. This time decided to burn a little bit and then hopefully didn't burn up in the atmosphere by just, doing that spinning because I don't know why, but yeah, another successful landing, which is great. Boom. Yep. Well, forgot to mirror that too, but yeah, me seeing if I can get up there, cannot. And then me recovering the Curvin, uh, getting going back to the ship and then recovering. So weird thing, another weird bug is that when you leave or like go to another ship and come back to the ship, all the missions stored uh in that ship basically actually let me pause this. All the stuff stored in that ship kind of just like disappears, but it's there, but you can't see it. So it kind of makes you think you lost it, but when you recover it, you do all have all everything. You still have everything, so it's good. Yeah, yeah. And here's me researching the rest of the stuff of for the Mimnus mission, and that's the end of the episode. Thank you all for watching. Of course, this was streamed live on twitch.tv/overrulpigeon. You can catch me there, and I also have a VOD channel. I don't know how to link it though, so we'll see how that works. Yep. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!